The tide is absolutely racing. It's a big tide today and I'm pushing against it. It's in full flood and it's a 5 metre tide. So it's really going for it at the moment. Just making our way down the handball at the moment from where I've just launched the boat. Parked my van. Yeah, out fishing. Going out into the Solent, heading, depend on what it's like when we get out there. Always got to check the conditions when you get there. Heading for Browndown Buoy. Going to anchor off somewhere near Browndown Buoy. And if that isn't, you know, like an option, if it doesn't look right, then I'm going to do some mucking about and looking around with the sounder just to sound out and have a look at some marks. But we will anchor up at some point. Quite a sun's bright. Beautiful morning, massive tide. It's absolutely ripping through. But yeah, out fishing. Oh, and I've got myself a net. So any surprises today? I'll try and net it, so you can have a look. Because if you watch my last boat video, I wish I'd have caught that. I really do wish I'd got that in, because that would have been a show, wouldn't it? Something unusual that people don't see. And that's what we want, don't we? We don't want the same all the time. We want something different, a good old show. So I've got 2 rods in the water and I'm fishing. And it's bouncing about a little bit. There's a boat behind me, he's at anchor. There's 2 charter boats in front of me, they're at anchor. So I'm not blazing a trail today of going somewhere that no one's ever been. I played it safe. I went to where everyone else was. Safety in numbers and all that. Weather's okay, light winds. It's just it's big spring tides. I think it's a 5 metre tide. And I might have picked the wrong place to come. The reason why I say that is on the way out of the river handball, I passed 2 guys in their boat fishing. And they had, and I quote, a whocking great bass. And the fish finder was going nuts all the way out of the river. All the fish between 6 and 8 feet, and they all seem to be following the flood up the river. So there's a lesson for next time. The next big flood, I'll stay in the river. So what am I fishing? This rod, I'm fishing whole squid on a running ledger, 10-ounce cannonball weight, because the tide is flooding. This one is 2 honking great ragworm on a running ledger, 10-ounce cannonball weight. I'm just going to check to make sure that they are actually on the bottom. I hope they're on the bottom, because I haven't got anything bigger than a 10-ounce weight. Oh, got a bite on the left rod. That's a good bite. That is a good bite. Something's having a go on that. Something's come to have a look. Probably a dogfish. That would be my luck. I don't usually fish with weights this big, so it doesn't feel like a fish, but that could just be the fact that I've got such a big weight on it. I don't know, you know. How did we manage that? We're not swinging around too much. and tidy it up. With this one, I am actually using ragworm. I got some nice big ragworm the other day. So what I thought I'd do, because I love watching other people's films as well, credit where credit's due, I watched one where Fisho just kept adding bait. And I'm tempted today to just keep adding worm. And just balling up the ragworm, just adding to it, adding to it, adding to it. Cool. That is a snake. That's a big bait. If you pour coffee or get your sandwiches out, you're going to get a bite of my coffee before it goes cold, and then I'm going to build another running ledger but with a longer trace, I think. Give it a chance to get on the bottom. I think that's what it's done. Oh no, what have we got here? Don't tell me it's a doggy. The first decent. Oh yeah, he's enough spiralling in that. A doggy. Doggy in the boat. Nice, nicely hooked. Hey doggy. But if there's doggies there might be something else. Having to use so much lead to hold bottom. It's not my idea of fun fishing this when you have to use ridiculous amounts of lead. It sort of masks everything. What we got here? Oh, we got something. What we got? What is that? Oh, it's a ting. It's a whiting. If there's one whiting, maybe there's some more. Won't mind a decent sized whiting today, actually. Nice. Oh, that's tiny white in that. That's live bait size white in that. Give you a quick show. Make sure he doesn't jump out of my hands. Look, he's tiny. What's the odds? Do I put him on as a live bait? It's got to be worth it, isn't it? It's got to be worth a go. So I've got a running ledger and a ting as a live bait. When these are out, I put the clickers on just because it's easy to get distracted. Easy to get distracted, keeping an eye on fishing boats coming past, sailing boats coming past, sailing boats that pretend they don't see you. Yeah, got to have eyes in the back of your head. And I'm watching a boat now. He's coming in between two charter boats, both of which are at anchor. Absolute. You're like, really? Huh. Caught some gooey, crunchy, crusty thing there. I need a bait table. That's what I need. If anyone knows of a good person that makes bait tables, I'd love to pay for one. If someone's got a cottage industry and makes bait tables, I'd like one that would fit inside my rod holders, my 2-center rod holders. So if anyone knows anyone that does that kind of thing, if someone could make me a bait table, happily pay. All for supporting cottage industries and people, not cottage industries. All for supporting local trades and people. If someone can make me a bait table, show me some pictures of what they do. Right, cloth. Oh, got a bite on that right rod straight away. Fresh bait, got a bite. See what happens here. Let's get some line out on that one. That was a nice little rattle on the right rod then. Let's hope he comes back for some more. What I'm actually going to do now is bait up using the bait needle. I might even have to take my jumper off, you know. It's absolutely glorious. So I've got a bait needle, and I'll put a link up to how you can make your own bait needles, and a whole, quite a large squid, this one. Just thread them onto the bait needle. And I'll try and make a compact bait. I don't like them really stretched out and super long, but we're looking at that sort of length. So all I'm doing here is wrapping some elastic around my squid. And the main reason I'm doing that is because then I'm going to put my lugworm on. And these are nice lugworm. Got these from a local tackle shop, the Lure Shack. Welsh black lug, just double it over, lay it on alongside my squid. Take my elastic. There's no finesse in this one, I'm just getting a big bait down there. You can probably tell, squid and lug, it'll catch other stuff, I know, but if there's a cod down there, they loves a bit of squid and lug. And I would love to get a codling on my first time fishing out in the Solent. That would be awesome. In me boat. So there we go. Squid and lug, spraying it all over my seat. Wipe my hands, wipe my seat. Mrs. W is going to come out at some point, isn't she? She's going to go, oh, I don't know if I want to go out on a fishing boat. Come on, sweetheart, it'll be lovely, you'll really enjoy it. Oh, go on then. And then she'll come out and it'll be like, oh, there's fish guts everywhere. Fish guts everywhere. Right, let's get these hooks in. 'Cause it's the hooks that's the business end, isn't it? I'm going to take a 4/0 Camasan hook. Hook it through the squid's head. I like to go in somewhere near the eye and lay the hook down the side. He's a right old mess, this one. Bit of elastic. You know I love the elastic. Make sure the hook point's proud. Make sure it's really proud. You never want a masked hook point. God, that's making a right old mess. When I say a mess, I mean it's covering me. I don't want it all over me. Right, let's get the pennel hook. The pennel hook and dress it right down. Take turns, 1, 2, 3. I like, just out of habit, to go opposite to the other hook point. It makes me feel happy. I doubt it does anything, to be honest. If it come out the same side, I can't see that it would make any difference, to be honest. And there we go. Squid and black lug on a pennel on a really long flowing trace. So I'm going to keep that in the cool, in the bucket, out of the way, out of the sun, because the sun's blazing now. Just had a good bite on this fresh baited rod, but I think it was a whiting by the way it went. Yeah, a bit of weight for whatever it is. There's not much fight in it. It looks like a big pouting. So a ting of a different kind. That's quite a decent sized pouting, that. He's had a right old go at that. A pouting. And they go back better if you keep them near the water. So I'm going to put him straight back in. Sharp little teeth, unhooked. Oh, and he absolutely covered me. Yeah, and the tide's certainly not racing like it was now. It's slackened right off, which makes it easier to fish. But it also might mean that we start swinging around a little bit. As it is, we're still sat quite comfy actually. Yeah, that tide slackened right off. So one whiting, one dogfish and one pouting. So we've covered all the tings. We don't want any more tings. Just fresh baited the right rod. Started getting a few knocks. Only like jingly rattles, so. Tide slackened right off now, so we are at slack tide. I think I'm still getting a few jingles there. I do like to have the clickers on, just because it is something in the background that I can. And what I've done now is with the ragworm running ledger, I've added termalinks to the hook snoods, so I can bait up in between. So if they start getting taken on a regular basis or they start getting bounced around, that one's got a bite on it already, look. There's stuff down there that wants that ragworm. Definitely stuff down there wants that ragworm. I think we're starting to get mucked around. Slack tide, I think we're getting mucked around with small stuff. Smally stuff. Which, you know, everything can everything, but we don't want small stuff. So with this hook snood, all I'm doing is threading on another ragworm. I'm going to feed him all the way up the hook. I'm going to carry him on all the way up, get his jaws over the knot, feed him all the way up. And at a convenient point his tail before he spews all his guts out. Not a pretty sight. And then what was on before, I've just put down. That goes in the bucket. Waiting for the next bait change. We're now at slack water, so we've got the inevitable dogfish. That's the only reason why I put the ratchets on, so if you're doing something else, you get the opportunity to hear it in the background. See if we can get this little critter back in. T-barred off nicely. So here we are, the morning after the night before. So I had troubles with my anchor yesterday. It got stuck fast. And I did the age-old trick of tightening into it, vertical up and down, and just let the tide lift me. And the boat buoyancy lifted it up out. And it didn't trip. So that says to me I've got too many tie wraps for my trip. So yeah, I'm out bass fishing today. Yesterday was a lovely day. At one point I was down to a t-shirt, caught a few dogs, a few tings, and that donkey big pout. So really enjoyable. So from me today, tight lines and happy fishing. I hope to see you sometime soon. Take care, and bye for now. Woo. Woo! That's a big wave. Just caught that out of the corner of my eye.